Okay, I think we can start now. Can you see the screen? Is it readable? Is it big enough? The font?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Okay, so welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is 24th of June 2026. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. We can skip the introductions. We have no new participant in the meeting. Please remember that the meeting is recorded. If you would like to have the project, then please visit the issue tracker on GitHub and filter the whole project looking for good first issues or help wanted labels, and by contributing and fixing those issues or commenting on them or creating issues like this, you help the project a lot. If your organization thinks that you would be ready to publicly acknowledge the adoption of MetaCube, then that would also help us a lot. You can do that by pushing a pull request to the adopters.md in the root of the community repository in the project, same way as the others have done before you. And that would help us and CNCF gauge the level of adoption for the project. If you are seeing any sort of pull request or periodic test related problems, then feel free to create an issue in the affected repo or even multiple repositories, and then link those issues to the MetaCube CI tracker. And if you are interested about any other statistics or artifacts or documents or the new MetaCube log collector, then please follow the links here in the meeting notes or from the main page of the project on GitHub. Okay, I don't think we have any other topics that we have to carry over from last week, so we can start with the working groups. I have one update for the working groups. Is there anyone else who might have something? Okay. Then the only update is for the artifact working group. There has been quite a lot of CI failures and slowdowns and whatnot related to pulling the IPA image that is cached, that is and was cached via the Nordics or Open Infra Artifactory, and now that has been resolved, I created a new way of refreshing those or that specific default IPA image in the proxy cache, and also we introduced now proxy preloading or cache preloading or cache warm up. So I think that's now visible in the CI that we have much more stable periodic tests, but still IP downloader timeouts could happen. The proxy itself is not perfect in that sense. Is there any questions related to this caching or proxy mechanism that we have for open infra artifacts? Checking the chat also. Okay, nothing. Yeah, then the other stuff is the LFX mentorship. As far as I know, that soon there will be the first pull request going up to the headlamp project, and I hope that that's already something that's visible. I already shared with some folks some mockups and a short video that shows how our UI will look. I hope that soon this will go public, but just so you know, it's progressing. Yep, I guess we can continue with the release team. And I see, Ricardo, you have one topic here?
Oh, it's just an announcement. We're very late with that, but we finally have the new ironic image 37 and the new IRSO is almost there. We just have the release notes PR to be approved, well, to be LGTM'd actually, and then it's going to be released.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks. I've seen today that now IRSO is up there also. I mean the release notes. That's great. Anyone any questions related to the new releases, the V37 and 0.10 IRSO? Okay. If just a like from Kashif, nice. Then we can continue. Then next one is that be aware that patch releases, the usual patch releases will arrive soon for the supported branches on the CAPM3, IPM, and BMO repos. So soon, if you have been looking for uplifting to pick some dependency or something, then keep an eye out for these. But nothing special as far as I know. Okay, I guess there are not much to discuss with the release team and the roadmap. Our new release team is working. Actually, I copied the wrong names. I have to update these in more places. Sorry about that. This is our current release team. And I will put it here also so that we don't forget. Yep. Okay. And yeah, we can continue with the discussion topics. I have one topic that I would like to discuss with the community, and that's kind of a very low priority security topic. I have been, as I mentioned before, I have been evaluating a lot of security findings that have been reported with the new AI tools, and one was or multiple ones have been done related to pinning images and dependencies, and we discussed the image pinnings, and that's not what I want to discuss now, but in more general, maybe in these less frequently updated, less frequently built auxiliary resources, so Sushi Tools, VBMC, Ironic Client. I was wondering if we could do some version pinning for the dependencies, as these have a separate base image, not the CentOS what we use for Ironic. And in some of them, I think I even seen pip dependencies. Maybe it was in the Ironic client. I don't know if there is any strong feeling about these.
I mean, I just added the +1 there as a comment. Just one thing, maybe it would be great if we had the same version for, well, all of them, and maybe having the same version as we have for our link image.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So same version for you mean like using the same upper constraint for example for here in Ironic client? That's what you mean, or?
Well, I'm talking about the pip package. If we want to pin it, I mean, we should have the same for the entire ecosystem. right? At least inside the ironic image. That's it.
Yeah, okay, I understand. So then when you release ironic in the upstream, you release then the ironic client and sushi tools and all these things, right? Or
I don't think we do releases for those three, actually. Maybe we should. Not sure. Like they're very simple image. If we want to pin here like peep and oh, so you're talking about the entire all the packages. Yes, okay. I'm okay with that. Again, we should keep a consistent ecosystem there. So it's not just a matter of pinning, but also sharing the different versions. So yeah, having some kind of upper constraint mechanism as we do for ironic image would be great. And maybe thinking about like one more step for the release. So we actually, well, if we're going to pin the versions, of course, we will have that pinned. So yeah.
okay. That makes sense. I can go with that forward. I'm just checking here if this is different or not. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I will push a few PRs then. At least then there is no objection. Rather, there is support for this, and we can iron out the details here. Exactly this will look, but nice. Okay. Anyone else? Any comment on this? Pinning for the small packages or the small auxiliary container images. No, nothing. Okay. Then just one announcement. We have a brand new reviewer who is first time reviewer in the project and from an organization where we had no reviewers for a very, very long time. So Nicholas is now the new face that people might see as a reviewer in ironic image, and I hope that with time you will be a reviewer and approver in more and more of the ironic in the MetaCube repo. So welcome, and yeah, let's have even more people from other organizations. I have one other person in mind. I have to get in touch with that person and see if he's interested or not. But yeah, that's just public announcement. Okay, and then well, you actually have a topic also, so then the floor is yours.
Yes, thanks for the trust for making me a reviewer. And yeah, so the topic is I'm currently reviewing what we have on our downstream images that may be of interest upstream. And we have a modification in the IPA downloader to be able to fetch a Docker or OCR image. And basically what it does, it has a limitation that the image needs to be single layer, but otherwise it will fetch the layer, extract the kernel from the image, and consider the whole layer to be and convert the whole layer into a CPIO to use as init RAMFS. And this way it can use regular you can use a regular Docker file to build your IPA image, and it's easier for us. But I don't know if it has use outside of what we do. So that's why I wanted to ask if this is something that would be of interest outside of our use case and be a meaningful contribution to IPA downloader.
So I'm totally for it, but I just want. So first of all, I don't know if you looked at the work that we've done in Ironic Upstream related to that. And the second thing is that there's actually a project that it's not currently used in MetaQ, but we use downstream. And it's a project like that Dimitri is maintaining mainly downstream in OpenShift that actually does that. So I would suggest, even if I don't think there will be anything against that, to maybe wait and discuss also with Dimitri when he's back and see what he thinks about it, because he will probably have something about that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
have you checked what we do in Ironic Upstream?
Yeah, I checked quickly, but so far you cannot. It only understands like OCI artifacts, in that you need to have an artifact that is the kernel and an artifact that is the init RAM. It does not do this kind of thing, and currently my build system doesn't have any way to produce this kind of separate artifacts. So this is why I went in that direction. And yeah.
Okay, I guess maybe we need to have a proposal for that, like a former document, and then we can discuss, because I guess this is some kind of an improvement or feature, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we'll do a proposal then. It will be the easiest way to discuss about the way it works and the limitations and everything. And by the way, the limitations I put them kind of intentionally to keep the code I wrote simple, because I don't think we want to have too much complexity in a bash script, and doing more would require basically to move on to something capable of handling and managing container images, and bash is not one of them.
Sounds good, actually. The proposal, I'm for it. It would be nice to see. I actually just today I was discussing with another project maintainer who is not in our project a maintainer, but in CNCF in another project, and the person was saying that our docs or like design documents folder is very nice. That actually for developers that's a great help, and that it's a joy to read. Actually, no one ever complimented, at least to me, that folder. So let's make that folder bigger and bigger. It's I actually also myself read it a lot, even after the fact we accept something. So that's nice. Okay. I wanted to ask one thing related to this. What is the reason, you might mention, but I just missed it, that what is the reason that you need this to be single layer? Just curious. I have no problem with it, but what's the technical reason behind it?
Simply to not have to handle the merging of the layers, especially like
if you remember. Of course, if you don't.
Yeah. It's to not have to do the merging of the layers manually, and because otherwise you would have to handle things like file deletion. That is a bit a bit special in how it's managed in Docker layers. So that's the main point, and doing so would require a more complex mechanism, and so it's not very well suited for a bash algorithm. Did I lose connection or something? Because I
No,
don't hear
no,
anyone.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I just muted myself again. Yeah. So sorry. So I just asked that it was breaking up a little bit for me, the connection, and just wanted to ask that what tool are you using then to pull it? Like just curl or wget, or because then I assume you are not using builder or some more advanced container management tool.
Actually, I'm using ORAS to pull the layers and fetch the manifests. This way, it handles the authentication to like anonymous authentication or things like that to the registry.
Okay.
But it doesn't handle things like layer merging or anything.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions related to this topic? Okay, if not, then let's go to the next topic from Elaine.
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to drop in and sort of announce that the next PR in the Top Rack Switch configuration series is up for review. So if anybody has any comments on that implementation and functionality, then please leave a comment and I'll do my best to address it. After this PR, there should be two others coming to round out the end of the feature. So hopefully we can move through that stuff.
Yep.
Please ping me as well on that.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, that's just one comment. I noticed, not related to this feature itself, but some of the reviews, just like public service announcement. If you would like me or someone to review, please use the CC option or manually add as a reviewer, because I noticed in a lot of good PRs, I am pulled in with just the at, and that does not always appear in my notifications, or appears much later for some reason. I don't know, it might be some GitHub bug or something, but sometimes I find it weeks later, just accidentally, that I was added at somewhere and it's not in my notifications. So just FYI.
Great,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, but you are actually using it correctly. Like I see that you CC Dimitri. It's not. Yeah, it's just in general for everyone. I've seen a few recently. Okay. Yeah. One thing. Again, security stuff. Just food for thought, Elaine. Yeah, what is something to consider. I don't know how much attention you pay to it, but what we run into a lot of times with these resource validations, resource access, resource cleanup, specifically CRs, is and we've seen it across the whole project everywhere, and we are trying to patch them out, but there was a tendency to allow access to CRs from one CR to another CR in a reference field, let's say, secrets or other stuff, across namespaces. And that usually gets flagged as a security problem nowadays. And that might be something, I don't know if you consider that, or you have like a clear like policy on which resource is allowed to have cross namespace access, and to which other resource and whatnot, but just good to think about. I might have one related PR in the future for BMO, but because you are working now with so much new resources and new stuff, I just wanted to mention this.
Yeah, that's something that Dimitri had flagged to me as well when I initially made the PR for the proposal. And my reason for trying to do that, so in this case, it would be BMH referencing a host network attachment in a different namespace. That's what Dimitri had flagged. So the reason I set it up that way is sort of because of a use case that we have, I guess. I don't know if others operate this way or not, but one of the things that we use the BMH for is before we actually provision it into a working cluster, um, we use it to record that server as inventory. So the BMH begins its life maybe long before it's actually used in an actual deployment. So an operator comes along and adds a bunch of BMHs, organizes them in namespaces based on whatever they want to organize them by, colocation or flavor or whatever. And then we later need to associate those BMHs with a host network attachment, which, those may be organized in a different namespace for the overall cluster that those BMHs will be part of, maybe. And so it seemed too rigid to me to say, oh, the BMH and the host network attachment had to live in the same namespace. So, I mean, if there's a lot of resistance to that, then we can maybe rethink the use case a little bit. But that's the basic reason why I had that cross namespace referencing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there is how to say a fundamental problem with it, because this could be a legitimate use case. I have to check. We did some granular, like I remember folks worked on a feature for BMH related to other resources, maybe for the controller related to other, right? Like back in the day, there was even a problem that the controller was in this dual mode. You either allowed it to access only one namespace or all the namespaces, and folks did some improvements on it so that you can granularly set which namespace it can access. So in the BMO especially, I see a lot of valid use cases for cross namespace access, and there will be even more because of the host claim and the whole multi-tenancy. So
Right.
in principle, there is no problem with accessing to another namespace, like one resource accessing another resource in another namespace or cross namespace fashion. It's just that it has to be, in my opinion, minimized, but you explained your reasons. That makes sense. And then later, that's actually something I have to write up. We have to start discussing maybe another CR that's a policy CR or something that would have the checks or the logic to check what resource have what access and where, because it seems that the RBAC that all Kubernetes clusters have is limited in a sense that we can tell what are the permissions of a user, of a controller, or what permissions are tied to a CR, but we cannot set this dynamically so that these two namespaces are accessible by this BMH, and it's getting a little bit problematic and always getting flagged. But yeah, I just wanted to mention.
From a purely a security standpoint, I understand how something like that could get flagged generically. But in my opinion, it would sort of depend on what type of object is being referenced and what the sensitivity of the information it contains. In the case of a host network attachment, where it would just purely be the switch port configuration attributes, the VLAN, the MTU, stuff like that. From a security standpoint, as long as the BMO controller doesn't have write access to the host network attachment, I don't particularly see a security problem there. If it was a secret or a raw config map or something like that, maybe there'd be more of a case from a security standpoint, but I don't particularly feel like this would fall in that category, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean that matters also. So you mean, because I don't have all this info in my head. So you mean that the host network attachment, like the BMO can only reference or for the BMH and read the host network attachment, but the user have to manually or with its own automation set that up. So it's not the BMH has no that sort of ownership over it, so that it cannot modify it.
Right.
Right.
It's a read only.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, for example, is for me, I would evaluate it as not a problem. So it's completely reasonable. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, that's good discussion. It's I think for me it's already good enough to know these things. Thank you. Anyone? Any other questions along these lines or otherwise? Yeah, nothing in chat. No one is unmuting. Okay, then this is also something I don't think this requires an actual proposal, as this is not a functional change, more like metadata. But I will make an issue for it so we can track it, because this will generate a lot of pull requests. Recently, there have been a CI problem. It's actually more of a release automation problem. There have been images incorrectly tagged or incorrectly retagged during releases, and we had no way. It was actually ironic image where this was brought up. There was no way to notice it in other tests because of the great backward compatibility of the ironic. It can work. An older ironic can work with a lot of things, and newer can work with older BMOs and whatnot. And the micro version is quite flexible. So we just noticed it now that this could happen. Folks were fixing it, but I was thinking that we don't really have a good way of attesting what is in an image during tests. So we can check a hash. We can say that, yeah, the hash matches what we accept, what we pinned and whatnot. But because we control the image building itself in all cases, if we have a problem with building the image or mistagging the image, we are blind to that fact. So I plan to put a small metadata file into all of the container images that we build in build time, and you can. And my plan is to be able. Everyone will be able to do it on your local forks, on your local systems, and the same logic will work whenever someone builds it in the CI, and that would contain the Git information and the actual release tag and a lot of things that we can very cheaply just check in tests. When we pull the images, we can just go in and check that is it the expected like content in the image, not just checking the image hash. So that I will add. I don't know if there is any issue with that. I would assume not, but maybe if someone have some policy around having certain metadata or something in images, again, this would be just public Git information, basically.
Nothing comes to mind. I'm just curious to see how that looks.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. I will try to remember and ping you if you are not automatically pinged when I start pushing this. But I try to make it very, very simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's actually a cool initiative, by the way. I think it's good.
Yeah, it would help. I think a lot of people in local development when we are building forked images and trying to build new features, and I had a lot of issues when I was caching it accidentally. I chose the wrong branch, like all these minor things that you don't know why it's not working when, and then it turns out that you are building something but not what you want to build. So yeah, a bit annoying, even in local development. Okay. Then if there's no issues, then that's nice. I will do it next week or start doing it. The only thing left, if there are no other topics, is the milestone maintenance, and I think we require new milestones, to be honest, because we had the 1.13 releases. That also brings up another topic that I have been asked to think about that. Right now, the whole milestone thing and all this is kind of retroactive. Like we have milestones, but we don't really have good planning or very strict planning. We don't plan cycles in a sense. It's hard a little bit to come up with these things, but I think that will be something that we could discuss in an upcoming community meeting or in maybe we didn't have an MTM for a long time that we could discuss in an MTM, but that would happen only in the September October timeframe, because I think now a lot of people are in and out of office on PTOs because it's summertime. So I don't know. It might be just I just make GitHub discussion or something or a Slack thread so that we can discuss it. But yeah, I don't know. But if you have any idea about like how to do it or suggestions that how we should do feature freezing and plan ahead in a sense of how many issues we accept or what thresholds we are applying or what filters or whatever like that, how you would see it work efficiently, then I'm open to listening, because we don't have anything like that. We kind of align ourselves with the CAPI workflow. Whenever CAPI does a release, shortly after that and during that time when they are releasing RCs and betas, we release RCs and betas, and then we release our final releases when after they do it. But other than that, we don't really have anything else other than following our upstreams, be it Ironic or CAPI or Kubernetes. So, yep. If you have ideas, feel free to mention them. I'm just adding the new milestones here. In the meantime, I see that we don't really have any unhandled issue in other milestones. They seem all quite clean. Maybe these from IPAM. They seem to be still. Hop, 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 hop. Okay. I don't think this has been fixed either. Okay. Quickly, I will move these over to 115. Oh, sorry, to 114. 114 is, yeah, 114 is next. Okay, to 114. Oh, these were all 114. Oh, I might have messed this up. No, this is 114. This I accidentally moved to 115. Oh, these were all correct actually. 14 is the correct version. Yeah. I managed to move one out. Okay. This is just 14. Okay, so actually IPAM looks fine. CAPM3 is missing. No, it's fine too. Okay, BMO, fine also. Then milestones for them. For these ones, IRSO 11, 12, that's correct. 30, that's nice. Okay, so these look fine too. I guess whatever is open is bumps. I also assume these are all just bumps too. Yeah, this is cache address stuff. This is one of the fixes for the caching. If you have time, folks, please review. This sadly have to be backported, but does not require a release. This is bump. This is bump. No, but this is for 110. I guess I can move it out. Like there was no work related to this in 110, right, Ricardo? This multiple ironic instance per pod. I don't think there was anything.
No, at least as far as it's been a. Oh no, well, no, it should be okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think we look good on the lists, and we don't have any debris left over from the releases. They all look quite okay. There are just bumps and small CI PRs for the existing branches. Okay. Is there any comment, question, request, anything else you would like to bring up? I don't think we have any more prepared topics or tasks for today. Okay, I will be off for 2 days. Just I thought I mentioned it. If someone has anything to ping me with, but I will be back, and I will be around in all of July, so I won't be on a PTO in July. So if there is any upstream needs, just feel free to tag me in Slack, and also the community meetings will also continue throughout the whole of July. Yep, that's all, and thanks for joining today, and let's meet next week. Yep, and have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.